to come. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca tracking the blizzard for us now. Tony?
Well, snowfall amounts now ranging anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of snow. We're seeing some impressive signatures on the live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. These kind of what looks like maybe on your TV set at home, the kind of these zebra stripes on the Doppler radar. We call this banding, and these narrow strips of blue are indicating there's very heavy snow or heavier snow that's starting to work in right now, and you can get snowfall rates on the order of 1 to even 2 inches per hour. So the beginning stages of the heaviest of the snow is now starting to kick in, along with reduced visibility. So no surprise here on the threat tracker now through tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow, especially tomorrow morning. The threat tracker in the high category in regards to excessive snow and poor visibility and certainly very strong winds. Somewhere down there is downtown Providence. In fact, this picture about maybe 45 minutes ago, you could clearly see down in the city. Now the visibility reduced, and one of those heavier snow bands that we saw on Doppler radar coming through the city. And you can see these are live pictures now. Let me step out of the way here. Down in Narragansett, we're seeing, and in some cases, the light pole is kind of shaking back and forth. We're getting wind gusts on the coastline of about 45 to 50 miles per hour. This is Narragansett, and the towers are right here. And you can see it's probably 2-3 inches of snow on the ground. We've got a report of a wind gust now close to 70 miles per hour on a Cape Cod. So as we talked about earlier, gusts getting close to hurricane force out across the Cape. And all the more reason why, with the anticipated heavy snow that's moving in now or will be moving in overnight through tomorrow, and those strong winds, eventually there'll be some power outages. Snowfall amounts so far, I mean, certainly nothing excessive, but then again, the real heavy snow has just started. But Wakefield now coming in at 4.5 inches, close to 4 in Fall River, South Dartmouth at 3, Westerly at 2, Taunton 2, at the airport in Warwick now getting close to about 1.5 inches of snow. But keep in mind, these numbers can go up significantly with each hour as these bands of heavy snow start to work in. So that heavier snow working in now through tomorrow morning, winds increasing between 40 and 60 miles per hour with higher gusts along the coastline, the blowing and drifting of snow that comes with heavy snow and strong wind. Again, power outages are likely for later tonight as the wind speeds start to pick up and the amount of snow starts to pick up. And of course, obviously very difficult travel for later tonight. Statewide totals anywhere between 18 and 24 inches by tomorrow afternoon. Now feel fairly confident that most of us are going to get at least 18 inches. Now, whether or not we get these isolated amounts up to 24 is really based on how long some of these heavier snow bands work through, but easily 1.5 feet of snow, if not more, as the storm system intensifies. The problem is that as it intensifies, it's slowing down in just a prolonged period of severe weather. So the general running total as far as snow amounts by 11 o'clock at about 5 inches, 2 in the morning 11, 5 a.m. 14 inches, and we get by mid to late morning up to 20. Now, this is certainly a huge ramp up in snow amounts over a short period of time. And the reason why we're doing that is because these bands, as they come through, can lay down 1 to 3 inches in just 1 hour. And it's not out of the question to get some thunder snow as well. Having a little fun in our weather yard here outside our studios in East Providence. This is actually a time lapse where we've got about 2 inches on the ground, but check back with us overnight and tomorrow morning, and you'll see the kind of the snow right up this yardstick. Each dark mark represents 6 inches, and it's a 6, 12, and this would be 18. So I would imagine by certainly 10 o'clock tomorrow morning that we'll see the snow up to this point on the yardstick outside our weather yard in East Providence. So look at the wind starting to pick up tremendously now. Nantucket gusting to 55 at this hour, but we've had stronger gusts than that. Newport at 39, Block Island at close to 50 miles per hour, and even inland away from the ocean, we're getting gusts to about 30, 35 miles per hour. So with these bands of heavy snow coming through, and they're certainly piling up, or will be covering the roads rapidly, all the major highways and certainly in the neighborhood streets filling up with snow overnight. The blizzard warning is now until 1 o'clock Wednesday morning, essentially now until midnight tomorrow night. Any significant coastal flooding is going to be reserved right in here for East Coastal Mass only. We may see some minor beach erosion and minor coastal flooding on the Rhode Island coastline at the time of high tide between roughly midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. Not anticipating anything serious here. This is not going to be like a Sandy like kind of a flood situation on our coastline. So fortunately, we're pretty lucky. Not the case though across East Coastal. east coastal Massachusetts, and you can see the expansion on the radar is certainly expanding, indicating that the storm system itself is intensifying as this snow shield, look at the size of it, continues to grow and intensify. And it will be all snow with temperatures certainly very cold. So hurricane force wind gusts on the Cape, further inland looking at gusts between roughly 50 to at times 60, especially along the coastline, and the wind speeds drop off a little bit, but still significant to our north and west. So this is pretty much the picture for the overnight hours right on through tomorrow morning. As the governor had mentioned, the travel ban kicks in at midnight and extends through tomorrow. Roads will be impassable by tomorrow morning. It's going to be a wind-swept, wind-driven, heavy snow with temperatures in the mid-20s, a lot of blowing and drifting, and that will continue into tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't really dry out until later tomorrow night, and then we're back on track for Wednesday as far as sunshine, but at that time, it'll be a digging out process with the temperature at about 26 degrees. Of course, we're updating our blogs and our weather information on our website at WPRI.com, and you can certainly download our weather app on your mobile devices. In case the power goes out, you can still follow our weather forecast throughout the night and into tomorrow. Bottom line, significant winter storm continues to bear down.
All right, thank you very much.